through our grocery haul. So I used ClickList again this week, and I grabbed myself a couple pounds of ground beef, 2 packages of chicken breast for some dinner prep later this week. I grabbed some fruit because I had gotten some fruit in my Imperfect Produce box this week for some smoothies. So you'll see I had some pineapples, I've got some blueberries, some blackberries. My plan is to share a rainbow of smoothies that have hidden veggies, so stay tuned for those throughout some of my videos. Greek yogurt is always a staple for us in smoothies, and as in we use that in after school, like granola with agave and yogurt. So I had some shredded cheese there for a couple meal prep things, and then the cream cheese this week was for the kids' lunches. Almond milk and regular lactose-free milk is for smoothies as well. And then I grabbed some of these Hawaiian rolls for some buffalo chicken sliders. Bananas that are way too green for my taste, so smoothies with bananas have to wait a couple days. I had an onion there for some sausage and peppers, and then I had some chocolate chips also for kids' lunch prep. I grabbed a couple different cabbages this week for some breakfast prep that you'll see at the end of this video. I had a red cabbage, and then I also grabbed a traditional green cabbage. I've got some trio of peppers there. I had some broccoli and some shredded carrots. I had the shredded carrots is also for the breakfast prep that you'll see. Grabbed a strawberry lemonade, some pomegranate juice for some smoothies. There's the Frank's Red Hot for the buffalo chicken sliders. Pasta sauce for sausage and peppers. That jerk seasoning isn't my normal jerk seasoning, but I grabbed it because I wasn't able to order from Wild Tree. And then you can see here that I spent $137. Starting my meal prep off with some sweet potatoes. I've got some melted butter there. I believe that's just ghee. And then I had some brown sugar, a couple tablespoons of brown sugar, a couple tablespoons of raw unfiltered honey. And then I believe I've got a couple teaspoons of cinnamon that I'm going to sprinkle in there. Mix that up, and then I do the sweet potatoes first because these take a little bit longer to roast in the oven. So I put those in the oven at 375 until they are fork tender. It's usually about 30-35 minutes for those. Alright, so after putting those sweet potatoes in the oven, I made sure they were all flat on the in one row on the cookie sheet. Next, I'm working on my green beans, getting all the ends cut off and into the bowl. And then you'll see me throw in a couple tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon of garlic, and then my seasonings is just a basic salt, pepper, and all-purpose seasoning. So after mixing that all up, I'm just spreading this out on my cookie sheet. I probably should have grabbed a bigger cookie sheet here because usually I like these to be also just on a flat 1-layer row, or whatever you want to call it. But I went ahead and put them in, and then I kind of mixed them around mid-cooking. So here I am getting my bowls all prepped. So I used these bowls that I found from Costco. They were a pack of 50, so 25 bowls, 25 lids for under $9. Everything is still really hot here, so you might catch me like grabbing a sweet potato and nibbling it. So I'm prepping for both my husband and I for 3 days worth of lunches. So he gets 4 of those chicken strips, and then I usually give myself 2 or 3. And then the end, if there's some left over, I kind of portion those out. So I don't normally measure. I don't have really that much time to be measuring food. I don't count macros, things like that. I just make sure that everything that we are eating is healthy and clean, and that I'm not giving us way too much. So lunch is kind of a medium-sized meal for us, and then dinner is a little bit larger. Breakfast is a little bit smaller with a couple snacks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue throwing these in the bowls, and then at the end I usually put a G on the top of my husband's bowl with just a dry erase marker, and then I put an L on mine, just so we know whose is whose in the fridge. So next up, I'm working on my cabbage and my breakfast meal prep. So this is an adapted recipe from Cole Sager, who is also a CrossFitter, him and his wife. I will link their recipe down below. They use just a regular ground beef in theirs from Trifecta Foods, but I'm actually going to use some nitrate-free sausage that we really like. So first off, I start with the cabbage that I've shredded up. I just chopped that up myself. I threw in a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pan, and then I've got some salt and pepper in there. I threw in about 1.5 cups or 2 cups of spinach, and then 1 cup of the shredded tricolored carrots. I'm going to dump my sausage that I already browned in there as well, and then you'll see me go ahead and put in my scrambled eggs also. And then you just kind of let this cook until everything is wilted just a little bit. You don't want to overdo it, because you will be reheating these items on the mornings that you're eating them. So this made about 8 bowls for both me and my husband. It was actually really huge, and it was way better tasting than I actually thought it would be. It's funny because the purple cabbage makes the eggs get little blue spots, but we actually don't mind that, obviously, because I know it's what it's from, but it makes you think you could totally use purple cabbage for some sort of dye, which is kind of cool. So here I am portioning it off. My husband, I think I ended up giving him about 2 cups full, and then I gave myself about 1 cup full. So obviously he's bigger than I am, so he gets a little bit more, and then I get a little bit less. So it works out, because I usually honestly don't even finish my 1 cup full, because I'm always sidetracked in the morning. But I'm gonna portion this off, and then that's about it. Thanks, guys.